Mixed frigate fleet and other designs offer cheaper options to the Navy program. It sounds like we have another battle of the budget on our hands as national defense gears up to defend the cost of new warships in the new year. This is the Great White North Report.
On the boats, feed the fish, dolls back flesh from rancid stiff.
This came out last week. The PBO says mixed frigate fleet could benefit from not putting all eggs in one basket. As you know, Canada has been ordered to build the British Type 26 frigate. We've ordered 15 of them. They're to be made mostly in Halifax, Quebec City, and maybe also out in BC. These are to replace our aging fleet of frigates, which are from the 1990s and are long overdue. Canada's budget watchdog predicts construction of the Navy's new frigates could cost at least $77.3 billion, a number that could rise even higher with frequently delayed program phases any more setbacks. So the Parliamentary Budget Officer, Yves Guerreau, said the overall price tag for building 15 Canadian surface combats could hit $82 billion in the event of the program is delayed by as much as 2 years. We'll start building them now. Like, seriously, we've waited long enough. We've already gone through the rigmarole several times under many prime ministers, and we still haven't got anything in the water. We finally put some Arctic patrol ships in the water, and they took a long time too. The Liberal government, who scrapped anything that the previous government had done, is basing Canada's warships on the design of the British Type 26 frigate, which looks pretty cool. Now they're asked to crunch the numbers on other designs, such as the FREM European multi-mission frigate and the Type 31, another British warship. And those estimates show the federal government can save money by dropping the existing program going with other designs. To that I say no, don't drop what we've already decided upon, because then we're second guessing ourselves. Yeah, they say they could save some money on the other designs. That's what they say now, but when it comes time to build these things, it'll be more expensive too. Go with what we've already picked and get it into the goddamn water. Save money by building a fleet that includes 2 classes of vessels, such as a Type 26 and one other warship. That's possible, but I'd rather see us building new submarines. That would be another type of ship. Now, a mixed fleet makes sense from a fiscal point of view, but he couldn't say whether it would agree with the federal government's vision, what it wants the Navy to do. Trudeau has no idea what he wants the Navy to do. Saving cost doesn't make for an efficient Navy. Deep cuts to construction costs possible. So switching entirely to the Type 31 frigate would cost $27.5 billion. So for example, ditching the existing program and switching entirely to the Type would cost $27.5 billion. That includes a 4-year delay. So already we're delaying by 4 years. And the cost of an entire fleet of these warships would be $71.1, somewhat comparable to the existing program. So what's the point of doing that? So if you want to save money, yes, I got an idea. Cut our foreign aid. That'll save us $6 billion a year. Go with what we got now. That's my idea. So the Department of National Defense, they've been gearing up to defend the cost of the new warships in the new year. They estimate the lifetime cost of frigates will exceed $213 billion over 4 decades. Well, hey, we got 3 oceans to defend, so we better get something in the water damn fast. Our current frigates are pretty much obsolete, and our submarines are just as bad. This is the problem with Canadian politics. Every time we get a new government, they scrap the existing defense plans and bring in their own, and it costs just a ton of money. We're talking 15 warships could cost between $213 billion to $219 billion. Well, if we made these warships 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been so bad. So $1 billion and counting inside Canada's troubled efforts to build new warships. Seaspan Shipyard in Victoria is one of those that can build it. We should have a 4th naval yard, preferably one on Newfoundland. That would definitely help their industry out a lot. And maybe another one in BC. So our government has spent slightly more than $1 billion over the last 7 years on design and preparatory contracts for Navy's new frigates and supply ships, and the project still hasn't bought anything that floats. So we've wasted that money just talking and designing instead of actually doing. Remember, in World War II, we were pumping out frigates fairly quickly to replace sunk ones. Why can't we do that here now? They're saying it's going to be at least a decade before Canada sees any of its new frigates. I do understand the first ship is always takes the longest to build, because that's when you find out what works and what doesn't work. Tool around with it, retool it, get rid of the bugs and the kinks, and then after that they become faster to make. When I was in Halifax, I saw them building the Harry DeWolf, and they were already started on the second one. So 2031. So we got to use outdated frigates for another 10 years. So the steel will be cut for the new generation high-end warships by mid-2024. By that time, they'll already be obsolete. It's going to take 7.5 years to build a surface combatant, a timeline being used by Britain's BAE systems. We're building our own variants. So this means our federal government's marquee shipbuilding strategy will be 2 decades old by the time it produces the warship it was principally set up to create. In other words, we need more naval yards. We only are using 3 naval yards. Each one should be able to build a ship. So I'm not even sure. They're talking delivery time mid-2020s, 2027. So that's 6 years from now. And so no one really knows how long it's going to take these things. It's all because our federal government, the Liberals, came in expecting to do so-called clean sheet design, meaning a warship built completely from scratch. And it's the federal government were building off an existing design because of the enormous expensive purpose-built ships, a position the Liberals adopted in 2016. No matter which way we do it, we're looking at no new ships, no new frigates to replace our outdated ones for another 6 to 7 years. And probably longer, because who knows what's going to happen with the next government. Will they drop it and go with a different design? We could potentially buy a couple of frigates from the United States and Britain, tide us over until we do have some more. We definitely need to start thinking of building submarines. And it's better to buy a few used ones from the United States. I know we've had some bad luck buying the last time we bought submarines, but we need to buy a fairly new system. Spend the money. Buy a couple of proven submarines to replace our outdated, and then start building. And we need to put more shipyards in the world. It helps create jobs, better use of money than what we give in foreign aid. Hell, that $41 million we gave to China last 2019 could have been used to help build these ships. Just putting that out there. I think if we bring back shipbuilding to our East Coast, it would help immensely. You can even build these ships in segments and have them transported and put together in one central location if you had to. But there should definitely be more than just 3 main shipyards. We should have 2 more. That way we can build things faster and more efficiently. Because once you learn how to build a ship once, the next one becomes that much easier to build. With all of them churning out ships, it would take less time. Anyway, any Canadians, let me know what you guys think out there about the state of the Canadian Navy and the timeline for these frigates. Time when world tensions are getting higher, we need to get our act together and start being able to defend our own waters. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe, and until next time, this has been the Great White North Report.
Let's burn the boats, feed the fish.